Hello and welcome to my guide about artifacts in Genshin Impact. Artifacts are a vital part of Genshin Impact and provide bonuses to various stats. As you progress further into the game, you will be able to get better artifacts and they will play a vital role in completing endgame content. As of version 3.4, there are over 40 different artifact sets with between 1 to 5 different pieces that can provide one of 12 different main stats and lastly have a combination of up to 4 different substats. On top of all of this, each set will provide different bonuses to the character teams that have them equipped based on how many of that set you have equipped. As you can see, this can get pretty crazy pretty fast trying to keep track of everything, and I hope this helps you out. As I said in the intro, in the simplest terms, artifacts provide bonuses to characters and teams. Each character has 5 artifact slots that can be filled. These are Flower, Feather, Sands, Goblet, and last but not least, Circlet. These are the abbreviations, as their official name, like Plume of Death for the Feather or Sands of Aeon, are just too long, and most review guides will refer to them by those abbreviations. Each artifact will have a main stat that is determined by which type it is. The Flower and Feather will always have flat HP and flat attack, respectively. The Sands can have a main stat of HP percent, attack percent, defensive percent, elemental mastery, and energy recharge. The Goblet can have all of the same, except instead of energy recharge, it will have either an elemental or physical damage percent. Lastly, the Circlet can have HP percent, attack percent, defense percent, elemental mastery, crit rate or damage, as well as healing bonus. The substats can be one of these main stats, except for the elemental and physical damage or healing bonus. One thing to note, however, is that the substats will never be the same as the main stat. For instance, you can't have an attack percent Sands and have an attack percent on the substat. Finally, there is the set bonus. This is unique to the set itself and usually has a 2-piece bonus and a 4-piece bonus. There are a few exceptions like the prayer circlets that are a 1-piece set, but these are fairly uncommon and not used very much. When you first start out in the game, you will be getting artifacts from progressing through the story and exploring the world. These will be pretty basic 1 and 2 star artifacts that will provide simple bonuses to A, help you with early game content, and B, introduce you to the artifacts in general. This is a good time to play around and try different stats on different characters. When I first started, I largely ignored the artifacts and it made later game content like the Spiral Abyss much harder. Once you reach a high enough adventure rank, you will be able to get them from open world bosses and, most importantly, domains. These domains are where you will be getting most of your artifacts from. While the Wanderers and Gladiator set that you can get from the world bosses certainly have their place, the vast majority of the sets will be coming from the artifact domains themselves. Each domain will have 2 different sets you can receive from it, and which one you get and what stats they have are random. This does mean that you will be spending a lot of times in these domains trying to get the circlet you need to complete your character, and it will just never drop no matter how many times you complete it, because that's just the way Genshin is. They have recently added in what they are calling artifact strongboxes. These are done at the alchemy table and can be crafted using 3 artifacts of the same or higher rarity to create a different artifact. These can largely only be done on the older sets like Blizzard Strayer and Verdescent Venerer, but these can be useful for domains that are either inefficient to farm, like the Crimson Witch of Flame, or if you really just are trying to get that last piece. However, a thing to keep in mind is that you can't create a specific type of artifact with a specific subset. You can't go in and create a crit damage circlet on Verdescent Venerer, which when you create Verdescent Venerer artifacts, they are random and the stats that they roll are random as well. what artifacts you should get is highly dependent on what characters you have and what your playstyle is with those characters. Is this a supportive character that needs a supportive artifact set like Noblesse Obliged or Tenacity of the Millilith? Are they your main DPS and need an offensive set like Emblem of Severed Fate or Blizzard Strayer? Is this a reaction team that could benefit from Elemental Mastery and or Swirl to take advantage of the Viridescent Venerer or Gilded Dream set? I highly recommend you watch build guides to determine which artifact sets are best for you and the characters you have. However, I do have some suggestions for artifacts that are good no matter what. The first is the Emblem of Severed Fate. This set is one of the most popular in the game right now due to its set effect being so versatile on such a large variety of characters. The 2-piece set providing 20% energy recharge, and the 4-piece set increasing your elemental burst damage is great on a ton of characters, most notably though the Raiden Shogun and Shangling. A nice bonus of the Emblem of Severed Fate domain is that it is also paired with the Sheminawa's Reminiscence. Sheminawa's Reminiscence, while the 4-piece is not the most useful thing in the world, the 2-piece set providing an attack percent increase of 18% is useful on a lot of characters, so that while you're farming for Emblem, you may passively get pieces for this set that can be used on other characters like Fischl or Shenhe. The next one I wanted to talk about is the Gilded Dreams and Deepwood Memories set from the Spire of Solitary Enlightenment in Sumeru. The Gilded Dreams is great for any character or team that relies on reaction damage because of its bonuses to Elemental Mastery. The Deepwood is specific to Dendro, but it does provide a bonus to Dendro damage, and on the 4-piece set, it reduces the resistance to Dendro damage. This is great for Bloom teams in particular. The last one I wanted to talk about is the Viridescent Venerer set. This one is found in the Valley of Remembrance in Mondstadt and is accessible from pretty early on in the game. This reduces the resistance to whatever element is swirled by the character equipping it. This makes it great set for any Anemo support like Sucrose or Jean. Once you get the artifacts you want, the next thing you will need to do is level up your artifacts. As you level them up, you will obviously improve the main stats, but every 4 levels you will randomly upgrade one of the 4 substats. To level up an artifact, you will infuse the artifact with other artifacts, but once you have progressed your Serenity Pot, you can also use Sanctifying Unction and Sanctifying Essence. While I don't want you to be afraid to invest in and upgrade your artifacts, I do want you to make sure that they are ones that are worthwhile to upgrade. Make sure they have the stats that you want and things like that. You don't want to spend all of your artifacts upgrading a piece that you won't use. If you do upgrade something that you end up not wanting to use, or you get a better one in the future, you can use that upgraded one to upgrade a different artifact more than obviously a non-upgraded one would, but it is not a 1-to-1 ratio. You won't get an equivalent exchange out of it. Anything beyond this, it starts to become too dependent on the characters you have and are better suited for build guides of that character. If you do have any questions or suggestions for future videos, please leave a comment below. If you liked the video, please leave a like as well. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Finally,